Hi guys, this is Victor. I told you earlier in the weekend that I'd come up with the method of creating corrugations on our facades. And whereas there was another method that had been devised in class, I found the method a little bit limiting. Yes, it gave the overall effect of a container, but once you come to and start placing windows and doors on it, you realize that it's limited. And unless something else has come up, let me just show you what I have. Okay, first of all, this is what I was able to achieve with, with my method. As you can see, every face is a container, and it has the corrugations of a container, and it mimics a container in real life. And the good thing about it is you can place windows and doors wherever you want, just as a normal wall. It's actually a normal wall, every characteristic of a normal wall in Archicad, as you can see. So how I did it? Let's do it in a new file. The first thing is understanding what Archicad can do, and you can make profiles in Archicad using wall profiles, uh, beam profiles, and column profiles. And the challenge that we're facing most is that you can't make a profile in plan for in Archicad. So your best bet would be to take a column. But then, okay, I'm going ahead of myself. But let me just show you how I did it. The first thing you do is draw out a profile, the profile of the container, the face of the container, and I'll show you in my other file, in the file that I worked on. And this is it. As in, you draw out every corrugation on that facade. For example, this is 12,000 millimeters. Yes. Yeah. So you draw out all of it in using line and fills, and then you okay. I want to draw a new one, so I'll just copy it from my one file and take it to the other file so that we can begin again. So just paste it where it was. Okay. So you come and take this drawing of the corrugations. It's just a simple drawing, just a profile, and you copy it. Then you go to the element attributes profile manager, and then you create a new profile, and let's name it corrugations. Just the spelling, yeah. So within a new window will open. As you can see, it's a corrugation window. It's a profile window. So you'll zoom out and just paste whatever you had there. So you'll paste it to the center of the current location. Yeah, it's a good bet. And then it's always important to place it at the origin. These little X, it's a hotspot actually. In Archicad it shows the origin, as in origin like in a graph. There is a point 000 in X, Y, and Z. So anyway, so this is our profile for now, and let's center it. It's not a must that you have to center it, but it's usually important for you to center it. And there is about the center. So that profile, you select it, and first of all, for profiles, I told you can use profile in three ways. You can use them as walls, as beams, or as columns. But in this case, we want to use columns. So we'll deselect our wall and our beam, and then we'll just I think that is all, and store the profile, and then think we're good to go. Then we'll go back to our ground floor, and then go to our column. In columns, for those who have used Archicad, there's usually the rectilinear column, the circular column, and then there's a complex profile column. So we'll select a complex profile column and go to our profile, the profile that we just made right now, and that will be the corrugations. Then from there, we'll have to put some settings, and okay, you have to, okay, this is just basic Archicad. I don't know why you do it, but just top of the column we just say that it's not linked, and then we'll raise the column by 100, and I'll show you why later. And then the size of the column will give it okay, if the container is, we'll give it 2600, right? No, let's give it 2500. Yeah, I think that will do. Now we have our column. Then we can change the materials. Let's give it a paint red. Okay, fine. Then let's place it at the origin. So okay, that is the profile that we get. This Archicad recognizes this to be a column. Yeah, so we'll show it in 3D. And yeah, as you can see, it has the characteristics of that we want. But now the problem with this is we really can't use it to as our wall because it's a column. So that if we try to put a door, as in we can't place a door on column. So what we really want, my method involves, we want to take the characteristic of the facade of this face of the column and place it on a wall. So what do I do? You just select this column and go to your layers panel. Okay, that is Control L. Control L. Just I don't remember the long way around it, but just Control L, and then make a new layer and just name it corrugations. Corrugation column. Yeah. For those who don't know how to work with layers, just follow as I do. So now the column we have is still, as you can see, it's still loaded in structural bearing. So we'll come to our layers and change it to our corrugations. So now we have it still a column, but now it's in a different layer. It's in a different layer. Then we'll come and draw a wall, depending on what type of wall you want. We'll take the kawaida wall and give it, let's say, a thickness of 100, and give it some materials. Paint, no. So give it a super white, let it be, yeah. Then we'll draw a wall on the face of our column, so that they're in contact, and the corrugations on our column are inside the wall. And let me show you in 3D. Okay, this is somehow it looks like, but okay, now our wall is too tall, so we'll have to change it and bring it lower. I think it's okay at 0, so let's make it 2700. That's just about right. So now we have a wall and we have a column next to each other. What we want is to transfer the characteristics of the column onto the wall. So what you're going to do, select the column and just right click and convert it into a morph. The selected be converted. Yeah, as in once you convert something into a morph, first of all you can't go back, and then every characteristic that it had is lost, as in you cannot edit it past there. So okay, fine, then just convert it into a morph, and something will change about it, and I'm sure you'll notice it. And then come and take your morph and go back to your layers, Control L, and go to the layer that we made, and then change your layer into a wireframe. As you can see, okay, there's this little eye that is for hiding your layer, and then there's this box that has faces, but once you click on it, it becomes a wireframe, and you'll see the difference. So that, yeah, I'm sure you notice that it's only the edges that are visible. It's in wireframe. So let me just explain how it works. The column we're going to use the column to subtract from the wall, so that the facade of the column is going to create indents on the wall. And how we do this is, first select the wall, or okay, whichever is selected first. This is the wall, then right click and then come to connect. So then solid element operations, that is it. So one of them is going to subtract from the other. Therefore, one is an operator, that is our wall, our our wireframe is our operator element, and then our wall is our target element. So for now we've selected the wall, so we're going to come here and just click get target element, and it gets it. And then you come again and select your select uh, your morph, and then this is our operator element. You just then click get operator elements, then execute. Then you can come and check it. As you can see, the our operator element, which is the morph, was subtracted from our wall, and I'm not sure if it's really visible, but it has happened. We have the corrugations on our wall, and now you see the reason that I had put the column. If you remember my dimension for my column, my dimensions were 2500, and I'd given it a height of 100 below. Oh, it's not apparent. Okay. But the reason for that was so that it could be left with this part of the container, the bottom part. It's like a frame for the container. And okay, for now, you just come and select your morph, and then go to your layers and hide the layer that you had made, which was the corrugations. Just click on the eye, and it will be hidden. And as you can see, voila, yeah, you have your corrugations on your wall. So you just come and repeat the same process with the 2400 millimeter wall. Okay, I don't think I have to do it. I have to show you how to do it again. But if you have any problem, just come and ask me. So you just repeat with your other wall. You just create it 2400, and yeah, just create the corrugations for this wall. And once it's done, you already have two walls, and from those walls now you can start, and your project is ready to start, because now you can copy one wall to the other side, and the other. Okay, if you did this, my point would be that clear. But okay, but still, point is we have our wall. Yes, it works. Does it work? Yeah, it does work. So what we really have to realize is that always throughout the process, let's bring back our operator elements. And this is what is happening. One is subtracting from the other. So throughout our project, we have to keep these two together, so that one can be subtracting from the other. So what we're going to do, we're going to group it. Just Control G. That is realize. Okay, I'm just using shortcuts. So we're going to group it into one. Then we can mirror it. No, don't mirror. Let's mirror at some other point. And with that, you can already see we already have two facades that are corrugated. And we can remember we can't separate these two. Then because we don't want it to be visible, you just come and hide it, and hide that layer. Yeah, and you're left with the effect. And now it's a normal wall. You can do to it whatever you want. And for now, let's start by reducing size to something more manageable. Like we had 2700, I think. Yeah, 700. Yeah, and that basically that is your container. And if you wanted to place a door, you place it any way that you want. Yeah, okay, fine. But if you have any question, you can just find me in class and ask me, and I'll be ready to help. And if you have another method that is more effective, not just in creating walls, something that might help the class, it's important that you share it. And I've created this video using an app called Screencast.